Hello. Play the tune. So yeah, this is Tom, Lucille, Resonant Frequency Radio on Planet Wax. So today I have a guest who goes by the name of Rawtrachs in a quite beautiful green corduroy shirt. Quite jealous. I mean, I had a red one. I had a red one and I fucking loved it. I might actually try and buy his off him. We'll see. So anyway, we're going to be going through some of his tunes today. This is going to be more like an artist profiling interview type situation. So we're starting off with a tune called July Beat 1. Is that the actual name of it? So yeah, we're going to let this roll for a little bit and then we're going to be going and manoeuvring our way through music and having a chat. So let's go. Well, that tune was short.
It was, and this one is.
Thanks for the thanks for the heads up, mate. So not all of his tunes are short. Fucking, it's 2 minutes long, man. So yeah, not all of them are 2 minutes long. And this one's called Night Strike. So yeah, once we get our shit organised, we're going to have a proper chat. Let you enjoy the music for now. Lined up anyway for the next bit. So anyway, we're gonna have to pass the mic between each other as well, so make sure you talk quite closely into the mic, yeah? So to start off with, how did the name Rawtrachs come about?
Flipping off, right, okay. It's a bit of a weird story, right? So originally I had the idea to do these tape releases right? And the artwork for it was basically, you know, when you like throw paint on a page and then you fold it in half and you get like a mirror sort of image. I think it stems from this guy called Rawtrachs, who did these like psychological tests, like with like black ink, and some people might see a moth, other people might see a tree or some shit like that. So that's what.
Oh, is that the thing that they use in the psychiatric assessments?
Yeah, psychiatric assessments.
God, that's so
I know it's weird, but also there's this there's a comic book called Watchmen, and there's a character in there called Rorschach that I quite like, and so that's what the artwork was going to be like. But then I thought I'll kind of like change the name and make it like Rawtrachs. But I like the spelling of like Rorschach with the CH, and I think Rawtrachs had already been taken, so that was why. Yeah.
Well, I also thought it sort of matched your style of production because they're pretty raw. They're raw tracks, right? So I was like, it's literally a translation of what you do. So what actually got you into production in the first place, like making your own music?
Well, originally I wanted to start off with like DJing, but I mean back in sort of like mid-90s, Technics turntables was like crazy expensive, right? And I wasn't aware that you had like Sound Lab and Gemini and all those other kind of makes that did different types of, you know, like not lower grade, but you know what I mean, they're not Technics, are they? But different types of turntables with pitch control. I didn't know that. All I knew was Technics, and I couldn't afford them. So what did I do? So at home, years before that, my family brought me this keyboard. It was a Casio HT700, and you could like do basic sort of synthesis and stuff like that in it, and it had like sort of these drum machine sounds. And so what did I do? Yeah, so basically because I couldn't like DJ, even though I had records and I only had like one turntable, I just started messing about with a keyboard. And then from that's where I got into like music production basically. And also the record shop I used to go to then was Back to Basics in Wednesbury, and they had their own label. And they were the guys that were behind like Dead Dread Bass and that kind of stuff. And when I knew that, you know, like regular people could like make music, I was like, oh, you know, that's something I want to like start messing about with. And yeah, that was it really.
And that was the beginning of the journey. Right, so let's go into the next tune. So what have we got here? Black by Day, Red by Night. All right, let's do this. fresh. When did you make this? A week or 2 weeks ago? Oh. I thought I was feedback on the mic then. Yeah, so I like this. I like everything he does. I'm biased. I like his shirt. I like his new haircut. I'm not even going to start talking about the haircut. I'm not annoyed by it, but so basically this is going off track a bit. But I'm sort of growing my hair, and he's always had this beautiful long hair, so sort of bet my idol. And then it turned up and he's had a haircut. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? But anyway, I'm not talking about the haircut. It's about music today. So, as you can hear, Rawtrachs is quite a versatile artist. Really hard to really know what is going to come out of him whenever he sends me stuff. Very broad. So, in regards to music, is there like a particular genre that you like to make, or style, or just to explain the process a little bit?
Not really. I mean, I think originally when I first started off, I was really into like trying to make jungle and D&B, because that's what I was kind of like grew up on really musically. But it just didn't. I could never kind of like get it how I wanted to sound. And I think because I was so used to like hearing jungle and D&B, it was like, if I'm going to add something to that, it's got to be different. And also, and then I started getting into other genres of music. And now, like I was saying to you before, like I could sit down and try and make a garage tune, and it'll just come out like totally not garage. It'll just be the absolute opposite of what I intended. Yeah, it'll come out like gabba, and like I'll try and make, you know, like nice sounding stuff with melodies and strings or something, and I end up putting distortion on it or something like that, and it just turns out to be the absolute opposite. I should probably be like really angry and try and make a tune. It might come out nice, but it'll probably come out even more like, probably give people anxiety or something, but yeah.
So Rawtrachs has got to load up the next track now on the other side. Very ad hoc today. It's quite good. It's quite relaxing. I have actually got some questions, believe it or not.
Shall I press play?
Yeah, do it. So yeah, we're gonna go into the next one, which is called Piano Fab Track. They're really inspiring titles, may I add. So yeah, we're gonna go into this one, and then we're gonna let this run for a bit and go into a few more questions. It's another 2-minute one. We've got a couple of 2-minute tracks now anyway. No, they don't make long tracks anymore. Apparently that's a reflection of the Gen Z generation. They don't want to listen to anything over 2 minutes. So this is the way music's going anyway. He's getting ahead of AI. I remember a little while ago you were talking about you had participated in the 3024 production program, and obviously you've been making music yourself, and you've done collaborations with stuff like the Meta Phase and stuff. So have you ever been given like any advice that stuck with you production wise from anyone on that program or anyone you've collaborated with?
Yeah, loads of advice. I haven't always carried it out, but I know, or I can't remember it right. But for the 3024 one, there was two main things I remember. Martin saying one was when you're sitting down to make a track, like for instance, I normally kind of like do music stuff Friday evening and like over the weekend. So in the run up to the weekend, spend a few days going through like sound sources, samples, getting it all together, and what he calls it auditioning. So you're listening. You could have like 100 samples, right? And over that week, you cut them down to like maybe like 20 samples, few beats, and maybe I don't know if you've got a synthesizer or hardware, you can mess about with that and just kind of like get it all ready. So that by the time when you sit down to make a track, you've got all your stuff together and you know sort of like in your head what kind of like gels and all that kind of stuff. I haven't actually done it that many times, but when I've done it, it's been brilliant. But I remembered it though, yeah. That was one, and another thing that I do actually do right is a few times what we in these sessions with Martin, we'd send him a track that we'd made or work in progress or whatever, and then he'd play it, and then everyone gives a bit of like feedback and whatever, and then what he'll do is he'll basically cut the track up and he'll give you like ideas for an arrangement. So I don't know, like I use Ableton, right? So I'd export the track as a WAV, open it up in like a wave editor like Audacity or something, and then you just listen through, and then you know like, where you think it's a bit boring, see if there's anything else that you can like chop in from your existing track and throw it in, and like, or I guess if I'm making a tune and I know I'm doing it for like DJ use, well, the first bit I want to try and have like beats and not too much going on, so a DJ's got time to mix it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it was a really good way of just kind of, you know, if you've just got a few loops, you can just quickly get like a really quick arrangement going with what you've got, and if it still doesn't work, then at least you know you've got gaps that you need to fill in and go back in on your DAW or whatever it is and add some more to it or whatever.
Oh, nice. Cool. Right, so what we got next is this. Is this another cool piano, Feb? Track 2, right, okay. So here's is the brother of the last track. So yeah, it's another piano track. Is this the end of the piano archives, or we've got some more to go? So we've talked about the advice that you've been given. What about the advice that you would give now you've been making music for a little while to someone who was just starting out?
All right, okay. My advice is probably like a bit of a boring one, but it's to like, I know Tom, yeah, just don't bother, just give up. Everything that I say, just ignore it. No, I would say, right, look after your ears and your hearing, which sounds so sad. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, right? Because a few times, and then I'll give some maybe a little bit better. But a few times, like normally when I'm making music, it's like in my living room, and my kids are around, or my wife's around watching Love Island or something like that. And
Why you do that to your wife like that? No, now everyone knows.
I know it's either Love Island or some love crap. So what happens? Yeah, so basically, like a few times I've been messing around with compression, right? And then I'll turn the compressor off, and then I'll mess around with volumes, and I'll whack it back on, and it's like the most hurtful pain you can experience in your ear. It's just really, really loud, and it's all through my headphones, and I end up just like throwing my headphones off. It's like a weird natural reaction.
Would add to that, you'd probably be in more pain if you were watching Love Island.
Yeah, I would be more pain watching Love Island. Yeah. I don't know. And it's like that everyone will laugh at me because she's seen me do it a few times. It's like, what the hell is your music that bad that you're throwing it off?
That is a very, very valid point. And you know what? It's very sensible, but it is look after your ears. Yeah. I didn't see that one coming, mate. I didn't see that one coming. So, right, you're going to get the next track ready. So anyway, he put up earlier that he's going to fuck up people's Sundays. So when's that going to happen? Because he's been playing quite nice music. So yeah, we're going to go into this one. How long is this one then? How many minutes is this? Oh, right, yeah. Hold up, he's playing the wrong track. It's so good he wants to play it again. Sweet, right, let's go into this one. released as well. It's a real sneaky little track that though, isn't it? I've literally just come back and I was in the toilet and I heard that break out and I'm like, he's done it again. He's done it again. So yeah, I've been following Anand's music for quite a few years, and in recent times he's had some good recognition, I think, from like some really well-known DJs, which is good. Like, I enjoy it when I see people get the recognition they deserve. So you know, for instance, with that track, I know that you probably think I'm saying this because I want your shirt, and I do want your shirt, but I genuinely do not. Take it, baby. So yeah, but it's really good to see people making good music. Actually, can you do the shirt because it's quite sexual? Sorry, hold on, this is break down a bit. Yeah, so it's really good when people I know or I feel have been making good music tend to start getting recognition for what they're doing. So with some of the compliments you must have been getting and the DJs playing your music, how do you feel that's affected your confidence and how you're going to move forward with your productions?
Rickish, cheers. It's a bit of a weird one. I mean, it is great when people kind of like play your tracks out and stuff like that, and it does give me a bit of a boost. Yeah, I think generally when I make music, I do have low confidence with it, and I'm always surprised that people like it, especially if they like it enough to play it or buy it. It's kind of a weird thing for me to experience. But I think what's really helped is you want this shirt, don't you? No, honestly, I'm going to give you because I'll when I go home, I've got a really nice white one. It's a cream one. The white one's a little bit bigger as well. If you want that, it might be an XL. I don't know. But yeah, so what I've found that the tunes that people tend to like draw for of mine tends to be the more like weirder ones. Yeah. So it helps me because I'm like, oh, you know, like maybe I don't need to like hold back. I can go even weirder. And yeah, so that's what I kind of like. That's what I do. And I mean, with the track that I just played, that was from literally, I don't think it was last year. I think the year before, 24. I went with Bob to film Manoeuvres because Bob was DJing there, and he played such a banging set. Like it sticks with me in my brain. Yeah. And that's why I called the tune Manoeuvres, because I literally made it as soon as I sort of like, I left there because I wasn't going to like stay over in a tent. So I drove back home, got home about 7 in the morning, and then just started like cracking on with the tune because I was just in that kind of frame of mind. But yeah, I've answered the question, haven't I?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Don't forget about the shirt, it's all right. We're done with the shirt stuff. Yeah, well, it's interesting with your music because I do really like when you go some weird left field shit as well. I really think it works. But in regards to like dance floor appeal, I like, even with that thing there, it had the build up, but then when it comes in, it's got everything you need, like the things you did for Bob, everything you've done for Bob, and then even the more recent stuff as well you've been releasing. So it's good that people are appreciating the weirder stuff and not just like the stuff that is dance floor orientated, you know, maybe the stuff that isn't really so much people are going, oh, I like that. That's a good sign, right? So have we got something else lined up? Yeah? Oh, what is this? Oh.
It's called Virtue Signal.
Right, Virtue Signal.
It might be a bit political though.
Yeah, right, good. So this is probably going to be about 30 seconds long, knowing Anand. It's not. Right, okay, so yeah, let's do this. I have no idea what's coming up. even know how to rewind one of these. How do I? Where do you go?
Just click track back.
All right. Don't do that to me again. You have to warn me a track's that good. This fucking track's sick. And is this, I bet this is another thing that's unreleased, right? Anyone listening? Deep Medi? White Beach? Marlo? Loafer if you're out there. Martin? So yeah, we're gonna run this one back, but oh mate, not even halfway through, this is fucking sick. Like your shirt. Oh god, yeah, I really enjoyed that. It really caught me off guard as well. So anyway, going into the more modern day stuff. So in the last few years, you've had a lot more music signed, multiple labels, loads of like independent labels, which was quite good. How do you go about getting your music signed, like modern day?
Modern day. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, really. So, I mean, really, I've only like with WNCL, like with Bob. I mean, is this? Yeah, he's here. Hey, Bob. I sent him like hundreds of tracks, and he liked two of them. But like out of labels, that's the only main label that I've consistently sent stuff to Bob. For the other releases that I've had, they will have approached me and they've said, "Hey, like we like your stuff. Can you send us like some stuff that you're working on, or what you've have you got any unsigned tracks and stuff like that?" And then I'll send those over, and then they usually don't end up liking them anyway, or maybe like the odd few things, but. And they never release it. No, that's a joke. So yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a two-way sort of thing. Like I'll send some stuff, and then they might come back and say, "Oh, they might like a couple of things, and they might want a couple of tweaks or something."
So, like in particular, don't really want to say the label name, but there was one label. So the Hiss and what was it? The Hiss and Rawtrachs. So when they were released and they were getting a lot of love, did you get much coming off the back of that? Because I saw that was the time where I saw, like, was it D-Bridge was playing your stuff? Loads of other people online were playing it. So did you get a lot of approaches off of the back of that?
I'm not 100% sure. Well, I mean, one thing that I like clearly remember is I've got some mates up in Leeds, Wooder and Yilan, R.I.P. Yilan, and they went out to, I think it was like Sub-Dub or something like that, and D-Bridge was playing there, and he played my track, and they and like they knew it, and so they like videoed it and everything, and it was so unreal to kind of like them send me that snippet back. I was like, flipping hell.
And the other thing I would say is that any DJ like D-Bridge and alike, if they're playing your music, you think about the amount of music that they get given. It's good, like, and essentially some of these guys there playing stuff that are sent by their friends. Considering you're just someone they listen to, that's a really good compliment on its own right. It's not like, oh yeah, it's my mate and he's playing it. No, he's playing it because he's like, this shit's dope, right? So. Are we going to get another release lined up or another tune? Yeah. Is this released or unreleased?
This one's unreleased as well. It's a kind of grungy one.
Right. Okay. We're going to go woozy now. Apparently, woozy is the wrong word. So this is described as grungy. Touch of Kurt Cobain. mic, there's been a slight bidding war for that track between Bob from Westnall Cassette Library, who said he was going to remortgage his house, his mansion, sorry, and Paul from Distant Wells, who offered a Ferrari and a topless model. So beautiful. and another corduroy. So yeah, there's so one of the older releases, it probably isn't your oldest, but I remember seeing the M-Jazz release, you know, the beat tape thing. So that was like 2013, quite a while ago now. Well, sort of not a while ago. How do you feel like between now and then your like styles changed and stuff, or like, give us the key things that you've learned?
Flipping out. I think, well, I hope, fingers crossed, my production's got better. I mean, please, I hope it has got better. I mean, I'm not really too sure. The stuff that I did for Tony, for M-Jazz, for that release, they were like pretty sort of like experimental. They were, they were just like sort of like sketches of ideas and things like that. They were 2-minute tracks. Don't spit it out, man. And I think a lot of those were done using the SP505, the Boss Thing sampler that I've got. I think the difference between then and now is hopefully still raw, but just hopefully it comes through a lot better. But I've still got a long way to go production-wise. There's so many brilliant producers out there that I would like to be as good at production-wise.
So, in regards to that, let's quickly sneak this in. We've got 12 minutes. So, if there was any modern artist like that you loved, idolised, or whatever that you could remix, who would it be?
Ooh. I know, I have heard. No, because I was driving and I thought there was one artist that came to mind, but then there was another one. But actually, yeah, okay. So, if I could remix someone, it would be Goldie, and there's 2 tracks that I'd like to kind of combine somehow. I think it was called Saint Angel, and the other one was Sea of Tears, and I'd like to do like an ambient sort of mix of both of those. And I'm actually going to give it a go. But obviously just keep it to myself.
Because he does throw people down the stairs for that shit, so... okay, so there we go. So we're going to do a bit more talking, but into the next one. So this is apparently coming out on the Westnall Cassette Library, number 50, Bob? Yep, number 50. The artwork is is in process, so yeah, this is a worldwide exclusive, right? Oh yeah, I know this tune. yeah, I know this one. Yeah. yeah, we've got like 7 minutes left. But that is a exclusive look into the next chapter of West Norwood Cassette Library. I actually heard that track a long time ago. I'm so glad that's getting a release. It's yeah, I really like that track. So is there anything coming up that we need to be aware of? Obviously, apart from that, have you got anything release-wise that you're doing, or even with like future past sign that you've got planned?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So I've got a track on a compilation album with a label called Dystopian Frequencies.
Is that new?
Yeah. No, it's I played it at the start, not right at the start. It was called Night Strike. One of the 2-minute tracks, but it's not a piano one. So he's the guy that's running it, RJ. He did like an open call out for people to get involved. So I got in touch with him, and luckily, yeah, it's picked up as part of that. And then at the moment, I've got the release on Multitone, which is the full track EP, which is I'll play a track off it next, and then I think after that, well, the WNCL one, and then after that, not much really. Just kind of see what happens. See what happens.
But yeah, you got the. So what have I got in my bag? I've got the Something System Records thing. You got you had a release and a remix by Etched on it, right? Which is pretty cool. And then yeah, but yeah, you're always sitting on a lot of music though, so it might not seem like a lot happening, but you know, yeah, I'm sure that there will be stuff. But so. We've got 5 minutes left, and we're going to play probably one tune off the Multitone Records thing, the newest thing. So, what do you even know what track this is?
No, I don't. I'm playing the wrong one.
Of course you are.
Okay, that's ready.
It's Construct, is it? Dark is up next, playing hardcore. And this has been the Rawtrachs interview showcase shirt appreciation episode of Resonant Frequency on Planet Wax Radio. Anything else you want to say before we go, mate?
Just thanks to yourself and everyone that's been supporting. Big up.
A pleasure. I will see you all next month. Bye.